Welcome back to Dad's Place. Today we're going to be showing you the lovely time room, or time chamber as the hoity-toity like to call it. But to do that, we're going to test out two different blades. You remember last time I created a pristine iron katana with a durability of about just shy of 6 million, and we're going to compare it to a pristine iron scimitar of 1.5 as long as I can live long enough to show you kind of the difference on how fast it goes down. And again, if I can live long enough, you'll also be able to see the bow gameplay. But let's get started. So we're gonna push open the time chamber that's controlled by a magical lock that's a lever, because that's the most clever lock. All right, good. So pristine iron scimitar, got my shield, we're ready to go. We're gonna get sword and shield separated going. So it just throws targets at you. You slice them. You'll also see bows and arrows, or not bows, but just arrows that you're supposed to block or knock out of the air with your sword. You could do either one. You're going to see these little things come up along this nice, lovely conveyor belt here. And as they get closer, you're supposed to slice them. So anything that gets through is going to affect your health bar, which is, of course... I missed that one. But anyway, sorry, going back. Health bar, nice tiki totem, basically, because, it's a video game. That's where your health bar goes, is the tiki totem. That's how it goes, I would assume. If I was making a game, that it would be a tiki totem. If it was going to be especially Hawaiian themed, it would be tiki. Or whatever you want to call it, Easter Island. But as you can see, your health will kind of gain back slowly as you go. It'll also go away. So we passed the first level. You can see my sword's already chipped. You can see my sword health over there. It's mostly gone. We'll see how it goes. We're just going to keep going. And it throws them kind of at you randomly. So sometimes you have to kind of contort a little bit, get a little weird, get a little out of breath, because sometimes some levels are just harder than others, and sometimes they're not. But I'm already on level 250, so it is definitely a little bit harder. See, okay, my sword just broke. You might have heard it. So now I've switched to katana. It has its health bar over there. Lasts a lot longer. Theoretically, we should be able to get through more than one level with this, but we'll see. Sorry, I'm having trouble keeping my thoughts a little straight because I am kind of trying to get this done, so I'm trying to live long enough. All right, so we got to a bow mission. The bow levels is where you end up getting a lot of your money. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to shoot the target in the bullseye, and you'll see like an explosion of coin, and you'll get extra money if you get it. But I'm being awful today. We'll get this one here. We'll wait till it gets real close. See, you got a coin come out. You heard coins hit the ground. I'm aiming too high. That was way too high. All right, let's try this. All right, and so these ones, if you miss them, they'll still hurt you. You can see my bow is the darker wood. That's one thing about this game that they actually did pretty well with the bows and stuff, is because it is Master Bladesmith, there's definitely different metals, but there is different woods as well. And different wood does different... dang it. I might have missed that one. Does different damages. So some of the darker targets, if I didn't have the darker bow, would take more than one arrow, which makes it really hard to get through the mission. So I've upgraded my bow, though, to the darker wood. And I'll show you the wood tiers once we get out of here, if I remember correctly. If I don't, I might make another video later. But really, the bow making mechanic, it's just more of getting to a certain point in the store where you can actually buy the different woods. And then you just kind of end up hacking it into shape with an axe. And it's not really the most in-depth crafting part of it. Like, it's definitely, the blades is where it is, the actual swords. But like I said, we'll see if at some point we'll get to it. See, so I've already gone through almost 2 levels still, and my durability is only maybe a third of the way down, which isn't half bad. and I've even hit a couple of metal pieces. So the more metal you hit, the harder it is to maintain your blade. You hear that tink whenever I hit those things, as I mean to either hit the wrong metal, but if I hit the really wrong metal, it wouldn't even cut through it. So I'm hitting something right, but that's part of this game is blade management. In the lower levels, you can get away with like kind of just skipping stuff because they don't do enough damage, where you can just end up kind of being tactical. That's also what the potions are for. I'm not fast enough to actually drink a potion and do stuff. Like right there, I guess technically I could drink a potion, but we're also limiting ourselves to how many blades we took in, just because I wanted to showcase this, not try to go on for an hour about trying to go through here, because I mean you can spend a lot of time in here, especially if you have decent blades and the time and the skill to spare. See, I did get hit a little bit and it took my health down to 35. And remember, you can slice this arrows out of the air too. You just have to get kind of decent. So now my katana's starting to get hurt. I doubt I'll get through this level, but if we do, I'll unlock a new lever where I can come back and start at level 255 instead of 250, because it's every 5 levels you end up unlocking a new key, which again is a lever to set where you're sitting at in your room. So we'll see if I get through here. I kind of doubt I'm going to, seeing as how my blade's mostly dead. But we'll see. We'll see how long it'll last, because it'll go real slow. You see, I hit the wrong piece of wood right there and ended up messing it up, because it just bounced it, and that did damage to my sword a little bit. And here, my sword's gonna go here pretty soon. Come on, last. It's not going to though. I can already tell you now. And there it went. Let's see. Shattered. And there's the time room. Now it swallows me, and that was my level. So now, after the time room, this is where you earn your gold and your silver and stuff. So I earned all this money that's just falling from the sky. It's fantastic. You get EXP scrolls, you get items. This is coal, which, you know, is always useful for a budding blacksmith. And yes, I actually just had to get to 255 to get the new key. So you just go over here, and this one was 250. You can just replace it. And now I can go anywhere up to 225. Or 255, so you can just kind of scroll through there. You could always go down and start at 0 if you wanted to, but the higher levels where you earn more money, you earn more experience, you earn better items. I'm gonna go turn in this experience and save, because I've been forgetting to save lately, and it's always frustrating. And I'll show you how the save mechanic works. It's kind of fun. But you put that in there, and see, I gained experience, and now it's time to save. Normal dad. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see anything else in Master Bladesmith, I might come back to it at some point in a later date. But for now, I mean, that's pretty much the whole thing. We got, you know, like I said, the bladesmithing, the bows, which, again, you just kind of get a piece of wood and you end up hacking it with this axe and then trying to put a string on it. I don't know. I don't feel like showcasing it. Yeah, we showed you the mine, showed you the store, and we showed you the time chamber. Now, there is some other things being added, because this is in early access, and the dev is definitely adding a bunch of stuff. But for the most part, that's the game. It's a game I really enjoy, and it's just kind of chill. You go there and you relax and you have a good time. So, again, thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you later.